Some truths arrive quietly, slipping into your life like snow falling on a winter night. Others crash through your world like lightning, splitting everything into before and after. For Aria Winters, the truth arrived in a sterile doctor's office on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. 6 months, doctor, Wells said, his kind face etched with the particular sorrow of someone delivering a death sentence. Maybe less. The disease is aggressive, and at this stage, there's nothing we can do. I'm so sorry, Miss Winters. Aria sat very still, her hands folded neatly in her lap. She'd suspected, of course, the weakness, the pain that grew worse each day, the way her body seemed to be failing piece by piece, but suspecting and knowing were different countries entirely. 6 months, she repeated, testing the words. They felt strange in her mouth, too final and too immediate all at once. We can make you comfortable, Dr. Wells continued. Pain management, hospice care when the time comes. You should spend these months with loved ones, doing things that bring you joy. Loved ones. Aria almost laughed. She had no family left. Her parents had died in a rogue attack 3 years ago, leaving her orphaned at 23. Her pack, the Silverwood Wolves, had tolerated her presence but never truly accepted her. She was too quiet, too bookish, too content with solitude. Now, with her diagnosis, she'd become a burden they were politely waiting to be rid of. Thank you, doctor, she said, standing with carefully controlled grace. She wouldn't fall apart here, wouldn't give him the satisfaction of witnessing her breakdown. I appreciate your honesty. She walked out of the clinic into bright sunlight that seemed obscene given what she'd just learned. 6 months, 180 days, give or take. Not enough time for anything that mattered. Too much time to simply wait for the end. Aria made it home to her small cottage before the tears came. She cried until her chest ached, until her throat was raw, until there was nothing left but hollow acceptance. Then she did what she always did when overwhelmed. She went to her books. Her cottage was filled with them, shelves lining every wall, stacks on tables and floors. History, poetry, philosophy, fiction. Each volume, a world she could escape into, a life she could borrow. She ran her fingers over familiar spines, taking comfort in their presence. A knock at the door interrupted her reverie. Aria wiped her eyes and composed herself before answering. Meredith, the pack's beta female, stood on her doorstep with a formal expression. Aria, I bring news from Alpha Killian. What news? Aria asked, too exhausted to care about protocol. The King's Summit is in 2 weeks. All packs must send a representative to attend Alpha King Darius's gathering. You've been selected to represent Silverwood. Aria blinked. Me? Surely there are more qualified. Alpha Killian has made his decision, Meredith interrupted. You'll leave in 10 days. Arrangements will be made. She paused, something almost like pity crossing her features. I heard about your diagnosis. I'm sorry, Aria. Truly. After Meredith left, Aria sank into her reading chair, understanding dawning. They were sending her to the summit because she was dying anyway. If she embarrassed the pack, it didn't matter. She'd be gone soon. If she somehow succeeded, they'd take credit. Either way, they risked nothing. She should have been angry. Instead, she felt almost relieved. A trip to the capital, to the legendary Court of Wolves where Alpha King Darius ruled. She'd read about it extensively but never dreamed she'd see it herself. If she only had 6 months, why not spend some of that time experiencing something extraordinary? Aria went to her shelves and pulled down every book she had about the Alpha King. Darius Blackthorn, they called him the Iron King. Ancient, powerful, ruthless. He'd ruled for over 2 centuries, consolidating pack territories, enforcing peace through strength. Some called him a tyrant. Others called him the only thing standing between civilization and chaos. All agreed he was dangerous. Aria settled into her chair and began to read. If she was going to meet a legend before she died, she might as well be prepared. 10 days later, she stood at the gates of the capital city, staring up at the massive stone fortress that housed the Court of Wolves. Her journey had been long and uncomfortable, the disease sapping her strength more each day, but she'd made it. The summit brought together representatives from every major pack in the realm. Hundreds of wolves, all powerful, connected to their beasts in ways Aria envied. Her own wolf was weak, had been since birth. Just another way she'd never quite fit. Name and pack, a guard demanded at the entrance. Aria Winters, representing the Silverwood Pack, she replied, handing over her credentials.